Hello, this is DM Rob G, and welcome to LGBTQ History versus Alien versus Predator. Now, Anne's down because she never got her, I think it was the donkey bruise that was bleeding checked? No, it was the evoker pistol. She never got her gunshot treated, so she started bleeding out. She eventually passed out, and I had to heal her, but it's for Zima, right here. Oh, hey, he has a machine pistol. Yeesh. Oh, I did notice something. This ground is slowly getting more and more fertile. Turns out it's a function of the Dub's Bad Hygiene mod. Like this right here is now at 223 fertility. This out here is at 158%. That's a lot more than it was. A lot more. I'm on. Jeebus. I love how they use Jeebus. Alright, close in on him and stab him. And stabulate. Ow, he hit Marsha badly 3 different times. Jeez. Good. You take this makeshift shotgun and equip it. You take this and equip that. I will actually need a strip him. Thank you. You're tainted, aren't you? No. Okay, cool. I have that mod. You lay down. Please. Assuming a simple meal. Okay, fine. I don't care. Cat's over here drinking her water. Now, this episode, I think I will go over Mary Reed and Anne Bonny. Let's see, on the ship, nothing's much has changed. This is still blocked off. Still looking for signs of Xenomorph infestation in the colonists that were exposed to the spores. Like, this is all ready to harvest, and I don't care. I really don't care. I wonder if I can get him in there in the EVA suits. That is a very good question. Alright, so let's get this started. Anne Bonny was an Irish pirate operating in the Caribbean, one of a few female pirates in recorded history. The little that is known of her life comes largely from Captain Charles Johnson's A General History of Pirates. Bonny was born in Ireland around 1700, moved to London, then to the province of Carolina when she was about 10 years old. She then married around 1715 and moved to Nassau in the Bahamas, a sanctuary for pirates. It was there that she met Calico Jack Rackham and became his pirate partner and lover. She was captured alongside Rackham and Mary Reed in October of 1720. All 3 were sentenced to death, but Bonny and Reed both had their execution stayed because both of them claimed to be pregnant. Reed died of fever in 1721, likely due to complications of pregnancy, but Anne Bonny's fate is unknown. Now, as for her death, there's no record of Bonny's release from prison. Now, a ledger lists the burial of Anne Bonny on the 29th of December 1733 in the same town, Jamaica, where she was tried. Charles Johnson writes in A General History of the Robberies and Murders of the Most Notorious Pirates, published in 1724, she was continued in prison to the time of her lying in, afterwards reprieved from time to time, that but which is become of her since we cannot tell. Only this we know, that she was not executed. Jeez. Now, I know about using sources, like primary sources from that era, but man, the English has changed over time. Anyway, if you hear that humming, I have no idea what that is. That's from outside. But I refuse to close my window because the cats like it. I can only hope it's not too much. Now, as far as Mary Read, born in 1685, was also known as Mark Read, an English pirate. She and Bonnie are two of the most famous female pirates of all time, and are among the few women to have been convicted of piracy during the 18th century, at the height of the golden age of piracy. Read was born in England in 1685 and began dressing as a boy at a young age, at first her mother's urging in order to receive inheritance money from then a teenager to join the British military. She was then married upon her husband's death and moved to the West Indies around 1715. In 1720, she met Jack Rackham and joined his crew, dressing as a man alongside Anne Bonny. Her time as a pirate was successful but short-lived, as she, Rackham, and Anne Bonny were arrested in November of 1720. Although Rackham was swiftly executed, both Read and Bonny claimed to be pregnant and received delayed sentences. Read died of a fever in 1721, likely due to her complications of pregnancy. Now, with that being said, there's unfortunately not much to say about both Anne Bonny and Mary Read because of the complete lack of record keeping in that area. Or rather, what records there are could be a lack of record keeping. It could be the fact that they were destroyed at some point, which, if you're dealing with a town in the 1700s, that seems like it could happen rather easily. However, I will point out that with them being pirates, it may very well be that they didn't want to be recorded, and that what recordings we do have were recorded either without their knowledge, or with them constantly looking over their shoulder, or even after their death. Now, because I tend to favor that second theory that I have more than the other one, simply because a lot of what we have are things like newspaper reports about a ship being raided by Jack Rackham and Anne Bonny, and in addition to court records. Now, these are things that they couldn't easily control in a pirate town. From what I remember very little of my friends being involved in various gangs or whatever, you don't talk about them and you don't publish what you know. So I think it's the same principle. Now, with that being said, it is also not a surprise that we don't know what happened to Anne Bonny, because if she truly is a pirate, she probably knew how to keep her mouth shut. Again, we still have the possibility that it was recorded, and those recordings were either lost or destroyed. Now, there is also a article I am including down below as a link called The Gay Pirate History You Never Knew. It is by Ben Gass. It is from hercampus.com. Now, it covers the secrecy of it covers a general idea about homosexuality among pirates. From what I understand it, homosexuality was punishable by death during the golden age of piracy. When you talk about on land, at sea, it was, however, much more overlooked. Now, we see this concept as, what I'm not sure of if it's a case of what we refer to now as situational homosexuality, which is sexuality derived from the situation the person is in. So, for example, a lot of pirates might not have formed homosexual relationships until they were on sea for months on end, surrounded by only men. Now, with that being said, it was absolutely very dangerous for Mary Read and Bonnie to be pirates because of the aforementioned homosexuality. You're not dealing with people who just happen to be at sea. You're dealing with murderers, robbers, rapists. Pirate raids did happen, and they involved a lot of death and sexual assault, as well as theft, vandalism, robbery, and that sort. You are dealing with a situation where you're surrounded with no place to go, surrounded by these murderers and thieves. Now, back to the idea of situational homosexuality. One example of a situation-specific sexual behavior would be a person who self-defines as heterosexual but will sexually interact with members of the same sex when leading opportunities, such as among soldiers, prison inmates, college students, or other single-sex communities and institutions. Now, I have a book called A Queer History of the United States. This book, which I will link down below, it is an Amazon link, but it's the easiest site I could find it on that has a number of copies. You can go buy it secondhand if you want. Now, with that being said, A Queer History of the United States has a section on history of San Francisco. It's a couple of paragraphs located in a larger section in the first chapter, I believe. But according to A Queer History of the United States, San Francisco became the hotbed of homosexual liberation because during the gold rush of the 1800s, men typically moved in droves to California. Areas such as San Francisco would triple or quadruple their population in a short amount of time, often in days, weeks, or months. Now, this resulted in a city that had 98 or 99% male population, with very few women to go around, which I imagine prostitution was a very profitable business. But what ended up happening is, as these men would form their society, they would wind up doing things like drag and theater, or again, we have that idea of situational homosexuality. I believe what happened is that as time went on and the populations evened out between males and females, what would end up happening is the people that would remain homosexual were ostracized. So when they moved to different areas, so they would move in the same areas of town for both mutual protection as well as mutual acceptance. Now, this would form areas such as what would now be considered to be the, how do I put this? Now, this would form areas such as North Beach, which formed in the 1920s and 1930s. This areas would even have San Francisco's first gay bar, called Moana's, which featured cross-dressing waitresses as well as entertainer Gladys Bentley. Nightclubs with drag shows drew both gay and straight audiences. Now, keep in mind, back to pirates, situations like this would often lead to relationships that would form outside of the sea. Now, the article linked down below, A Gay Pirate History You Never Knew About, has the story of John Swan, who had a pirate life from 1698 to 1699. However, he formed a close relationship with a fellow pirate, Robert Culliford. In 1698, both Culliford and Swan were living together on St. Mary's Isle, a small island off the coast of Madagascar. While there, Swan was cited as a great consort of Culliford's. However, the story becomes more complicated after that, partially because a lack of historical records discussing the situation, and that Culliford returned to piracy, and Swan declined his invitation to do the same, and remained on the island while Culliford left. I'm actually not sure what happened to them. I'll have to deal with them more, but I have a bit of a situation at hand. Oh! That's a Xenomorph drone! Well! I need to take care of that right now. What I meant by when it said reserved by a drone. By the way, I don't know why I can't bury this. Like, I keep right-clicking, but it's not saying, okay, you can bury this. Oh, got part of him. See, it just says consumed, but I have pristine ruins. Let's see where they're at. Should have gotten those llamas. Medium wealth and almost no pirate raiders. That will change in 2.2 days. I don't think I can do it. We'll see from a manpower standpoint. I do not have the manpower for it. God, do not consume. Bury him, please. Tell you what, I can do this. Shove him out of the way. Thank you. Good night. Barry, thank you. I don't know why that took so long. Okay, so I can get a swimming pool. I mean, not a good idea, but I can get the technology for it. Maid uniform, carpet making, pemmican, multi-split air conditioning, beeswax lighting, or maid uniforms. Base off traditional maid outfit, blue apron, and alternative cuffs. Disguise small motors that assist in cleaning and other common household tasks. Popular with the Rimworld elite who wish to preserve traditional charm while pragmatically utilizing technology to enhance their staff. Global work speed plus 10%. Food poison chance minus 25%. Mood speed 10. Oh, okay. Make pemmican reserve mixture of meat and plant matter. It doesn't go bad for a long time. Great for traveling. I think I'll go with a maid uniform. Just because I don't have that good of a... What you doing, Storm? Anyway, what was I saying? Because I don't have that good of a cook right now. I mean, I'm risking a lot of food poisoning by doing this. Xenomorph hiding Sylvia. Arg. There's Xenomorphs over here. Why? Who brought you? Go away. You're a sucky addition to the franchise. Yeah, I don't know why you're not killing him. Kill him. Oh, he's self-healing. Well, that is immensely worrisome. I'm wondering if there's a nest in here somewhere. That's scary. Let's see, what I will do is go ahead and build a butcher's bench. Please, guys, use it for target practice. If a queen ever shows up, I am a dead person. Wow. Do forever. Details. Xenomorph corpses. Yes. So, what I'm going to have you guys do is you butcher at the butchering spot. This will get me like the Xeno tail spikes and whatnot. This did not give me any Xeno tail spikes. Does this get me a Xeno tail spike? There's one. And a carapace. Okay, so let's see, is it a crafting spot I need to do it at? Tail spear. There it is. 60 woody or metallic. A shield and a spear for now. And I will go up here and make another crafting spot for drugs. Lots and lots of delicious, delicious drugs. Well, of course, Storm's been the one making them. Well, I mean, I scheduled there. There's nothing like racial or stereotypical about it. She just happened to be the one I put on crafting. She loves it too. Oh, hi guys. You came just in time. What are you? You are Pedigreed Raptor. Genetically constructed dromaeosauride. The Pedigreed Raptor is a perfect example of decadence present in a lot of glitter worlds, commissioned by the board Glitter World elites as a symbol of success and wealth. These beasts are made to compete in just events where the owners win titles depending on how well the animals conform to their breed standards. Set loose in the Rim, these raptors are usually short-lived since they depend on their human owners for survival. Their violent instincts have been bred out of them long ago. They are, however, excellent companions, and they are quite pretty. Mechanics-wise, a pedigreed raptor will increase by 50% the beauty of any room it is present at. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that is awesome. you got there? Erg. Oh, well, they're only 1,000 each. But I can get Great Danes. I mean, I probably can't afford them, but I can get Great Danes. See, I'm trying the blood. Flesh, flesh, flesh. Not the chocolate. I can trade this. I won't trade the carapace. I'll trade the apples. I could get a sauropod egg. I always had trouble with eggs. I've always had trouble with them. They either get eaten a lot or they just don't hatch. I could get a couple to see just to see how they do. I think I'll do that. Let's get a couple of, let's get 4 eggs or so. And what I will do is go in here and make absolutely sure you cannot use them to cook. Seriously. I do not... Okay, good. I do not know why fertilized eggs are default in any recipe. Clear egg. Fertilized egg. Sylvia, please. Haul these eggs. And then I will forbid these eggs. We clear? We good? They're having a bath. That's fine. Now, are you guys walking around yet? Or are you still wounded? Help wanted. A nearby settlement. Missionary 3rd Strike Firebase contacts you with a special request. Their fields have yielded far more than originally expected. They could really use your help with the harvest. Let's see where they're at. Oh, they're 1 day away. Okay, Mary, what I need you to do is feed these guys. You, Sylvia, also feed. Now it's a warning. Okay, so I will do that. Feed. Marsha, what are you? You got in a fight. What you can do is haul wood. Let's see, who's my crafter? Marsha, you're actually my crafter. Oh, good. You're making that right off the bat. Wonderful. So, hi. How are you, cat? Let's see. Storm is resting. Freddy's researching. Heather is doing stuff. Sleeping. Oh, you poor oh, you poor undergrounder. Mary, come here. Haul that wood. $35. So I don't need to haul any wood over here anymore. Okay, cool. Oh, I did see Aliens 3 recently. It was a lot better than I expected, but then again, I did not expect much. But at the same time, oh, go ahead and recreate. Oh, I need recreation stuff. But at the same time, it had a couple little... I had a couple problems with it. Like, they poured molten lead on a Xenomorph and it didn't kill the Xenomorph. And I'm like, why didn't it? Because, like, you know, I'm fine with, like, stuff surviving because of a high melting point. But at the same time, it's the water that I'm concerned with. Like, if you were to pour molten lead on a apple or things like that, or a puddle, that puddle actually forms a large steam bubble, which instantly vaporizes into, well, steam. Now think about that. You have this giant bubble of steam. Where's that going to go? It's going to go up. So if that molten lead covers the entire steam, that steam will explode through the lead, throwing it everywhere. We actually had this happen at I actually worked at a steel mill where that happened at some point in the past. I was told that one of the guys didn't check to see if when they dumped a bunch of molten slag out onto a slag pit, there was a bunch of water and it exploded. And it blew the roof off of the slag pit because it was so tough. It could have actually easily killed him. Really. He got lucky. He really did. For the future. Wait a minute. Who's my miner? Marsha. So anyway, what my problem with that scene wasn't that the alien survived, it was the fact that the water inside the alien did not explode. Alien like a balloon. What there should have been was this loud pop sound and the alien just explodes. The funny thing is, you know what really killed him? Throwing cold water on him afterwards, which I know the physics behind that. It's a stress. It's a thermal stress problem. The material itself cannot stand the rapid change in temperature, so it cracks. But at the same time, if the alien itself could withstand a steam explosion from within, there's no reason why it couldn't withstand a withstand that thermal stress. On the third hand, I did find out that Aliens 3 is where that scene with Ripley, where there's that famous scene with Ripley face to face with an alien. It looks like it's about to kill her. I found out where that's from. That's from Aliens 3. I've been thinking about watching the other ones, but I heard that it just goes downhill from here, and the only reason I was impressed with Aliens 3 is because I thought it would be a lot worse than it was. But I suppose that's it for now. Everyone, please have fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Because those really help my metrics and help me really get out there. You know, I'm trying a new thing. I'm trying to teach and entertain at the same time. Probably went after one of the Muffalo. Any of you guys got raptor bites? Yep. Went after one of the animals. Marsha. Let's see. I think that's it. Now you can visit your local library and find out more about LGBTQ, about people in LGBTQ history, about a lot of the concepts I explain in this and Black History versus Alien versus Predator. Everyone, please have fun and enjoy your day.